Hi guys, many of us are enjoying this unseasonably warm weather, but in no time winter will be here and time is running out to overwinterize your beautiful mums. In this video, I will be showing you how to make sure you give your mums a fighting chance of survival during the winter. So let's get to it. Now, before we get to the first steps on how to winterize your mums, I want to explain why it's important to actually protect your mums during the winter months, particularly if you have them in pots. If you have them in pots, they're more susceptible to freezing. That's because their tender roots are not protected in the ground. So you have to actually make it somewhat of an insulation to make sure that you protect them against the frost. One way to do that is by bringing it inside. I'm not talking about bringing it inside your house. I'm talking about either putting it in your garage or in a shed. That way you will protect it against the frost when the winter months come. You want to put these mums in an unheated shed or garage. You don't want it to be heated because that way it will promote growth, and you don't want that. You want these mums to go dormant and go to sleep and rejuvenate themselves for spring. So you want to keep it in an area where it's not heated. How many times should you water your mums during the winter months? Well, I tell you, very sparingly. You should really just water once a month. What you need to do is just feel the soil to see if it is dry or damp. You want to keep it little moist. You don't want it to go all the way dry. And what I do is I don't water overhead. I make sure that I water with soil. And that's really all you have to do. You don't want to overwater your mums during the winter months because that way it could end up causing root rot. Those of you who don't have a garage or a shed, you can put it right beside your house. Energy from the house and all that heat from inside your house will transfer into the pot to keep it warm. Now, another way, if you want an extra layer of protection, you can use mulch or leaves. Just make sure the leaves are finely milled. You don't want any big pieces, and you can just put it in the base of the mum. Now, obviously I'm making a mess, but this is just a demonstration, right? So you just put it in the pot to keep it insulated. I get an old blanket that I don't plan on using or a towel, and I actually wrap it around the mum like this. That way it will be nice and cozy for the winter months. Another method you can do is to dig a hole the size of the pot. You want to make sure it's big enough to fit the entire pot, and then put the pot inside the ground and just fill it up with dirt. I haven't done that method because lots of my mums come in pots bigger than this, and it just seems like too much work to do. So I find it much more easier to put it in an unheated garage or a shed, or just put it near the house. Now, full disclosure here, what you're supposed to do before you do any of the steps that I showed you, you are supposed to prune your mums down. That way, all the energy will not be going to the blooms, it will be going to the roots. But because it's so unseasonably warm, I'm seeing all over the place, lots of people's mums are thriving and they're continuing to bloom. So I don't have the heart to actually cut these mums right now. But in another video, I will be showing you how to prune when these mums and the flowers start to fade and get older. Now, what you can for the time being is get rid of all the spent blooms or the ones that have not bloomed yet. The ones that are old, you can just pop them off to make the mum look a little bit more attractive and more tidy. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm getting rid of some of the spent blooms that have been fried in the sun or just have not opened up. So that's what you can do instead of trimming it down right now. And guys, you may want to check out the big box stores because lots of these mums are still on clearance, and some of them really look fantastic. Of course, some of them are not as good as others, but a lot of them are pretty good, and you can get a really great bargain. I got this full mum right here in this huge pot for just $3. That's right, $3. And the only thing you have to do is just pop off the old spent blooms, and you got a mum that's $3 that will come back year after year. Guys, unfortunately, not all mums are created equal. You want to make sure when you're going to buy mums that you get hardy mums. There are two types of mums. Ones that are hardy, that you can grow back year after year, and the non-hardy ones, the ones that are decorative ones. You want to kind of stay away from the decorative ones, and that's the reason why people love mums, but at the end of the season near winter, they end up just throwing them away because you're really not getting the ones that are coming back year after year. How to tell? Just look at the tag and to see if it comes back year after year. This one is non-hardy in zones 1 to 4, but I'm in a zone 7, so this mum will work. So it's very important to check the tag to see if your mum will survive during the winter months. And if you want to make sure you do not waste your money on mums, you want to avoid going to grocery stores or supermarkets that sell mums. Most likely those mums are non-hardy, meaning that they're just decorative, meaning that they will probably are really good for the late summer and early fall. So you want to kind of stay away from those mums in the supermarket or in your grocery store or in flower shops. Stick to the mums that are in the big box stores, because those big box stores want you to have those mums that will continue to grow. Now guys, this is a really cool fun fact about mums. Did you know that mums actually have natural insect repellent properties? They contain a compound called pyrethin, which is commonly used in organic insecticides. This compound is effective against a wide range of pests like ants, ticks, and even, get this, mosquitoes. While it's not enough to ward off all insects just by having mums in your garden, some gardeners put mums in their garden around their vegetable as a natural way to get rid of these pesky insects. If you like that fun fact that I just gave you, do me a favor and hit that sub button. Better yet, join the family and subscribe to my channel. Like this video and share it with your family and friends. I have lots more secrets to tell you about how do I keep my flowers, shrubs, and vegetables thriving all winter long, all summer long, all spring long. Lots of tricks that I have up my sleeve to share with you that you don't want to miss. Now that we know that mums can actually act as a natural deterrent in your garden, I hope you will give mums another try if you haven't been successful in keeping them alive in pots. Speaking of pots, there is a tried and true way to keep mums alive during the winter months. And I'm going to share with you in this video that you should watch, and it all involves pots. You won't want to miss that video. And does your hydrangea look like this? Ah! Don't worry, it is still alive. Lots of hydrangeas look like this during the winter and fall months because they're going into dormancy. They are not dead. They may be a little dry, but they are not dead. So in the upcoming video, I will be showing you 2 techniques on how to prune hydrangeas. More importantly, how to make sure that you don't prune off your hydrangea blooms to make sure that they come back next season for you. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that video.